Yeah, let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mindin' they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. When it's all said and done, I'll still be here standing. Never took a loss and it ain't something that I'm planning. I dare you to say something, my focus is A1. Every dog has his day, it's been mine since day one. This is real grinding, I'm still climbing. While you still trying, I'm still shining. It's real blinding, and I'm getting hotter too. Talking top 2, I'm not a 2. You let the pressure bother you and I do what I gotta do. Let's go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard.
They ain't coming close to me. Flow is on atomic, I'm starting fires through poetry. The hardest out, staying loyal, no falling out. And if you step into the court, be ready, we ballin' out. Yeah, the coldest of teens, they know what we bring, don't try us. They know in between, we go for these dreams in silence. Hard work, don't mistake it for magic. We been shooting in the gym, this is target and practice. Yeah. And I'm just getting started, get my feet wet. It's all in repetition, ain't a secret. All facts, all black dress code. Pay me my respect, collecting every debt.
I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest.
Hey you guys, happy Saturday. It is myself and Shelz. We're gonna wait for a few people to come on in while I get set up. Oh shoot. What size zipper do I need for this? No, it says a 7.
Really quick.
I know, right? That listen, that 5-minute countdown goes by so fast, and it's like, man, it was already 5 minutes. Yeah, it was 5 minutes. All right. I don't see anyone yet, but it might be
fine.
a few people in here.
Let me just see what my setup's looking like.
Here we go.
All right. I'm going to be dipping in and out of the U.
And I can. Okay. So you guys, I have welcome to the live. I have Shelz from Shelz Create from the UK. Listen, I wanted to do something with someone from the UK or overseas, I should say, simply because I mean, like, we collab too. We like the UK. We like other countries as well. So this one was special because I said, you know what, I need to get one of my girlies from another country. And I reached out to Shelz and was like, hey, Shelz, you want to go live, beat the clock? And she said, sure, she would love to. So we have Shelz. I'm going to let Shelz introduce herself and tell a little bit about herself. Go ahead, Shelz, take it over.
Hi guys, my name's Shelz, as Rochelle said. I'm a sewist based over here in the UK. I've been sewing, this is my 4th year sewing, and I have taught myself how to sew, and I love it. It's definitely something that helps me express myself creatively, and it's also a good stress reliever as well, I find. And I've also met so many great people, just through sewing. Rochelle is one of many. So yeah, that's it.
Yay!
That's a
Now
bit
listen,
of
Shells, you're not gonna believe this. You're
what.
not gonna believe this. So, I cut out my pattern
Hmm.
yesterday. Yesterday morning.
Yeah,
Cut out my pattern, but I forgot to interface my
I made
back and
sure.
my front facing. Ah!
I made
It's
sure.
okay. It is
I made
okay.
sure.
Since I forgot to
Awesome.
do that part, I have to put it into this 2 hours because we're supposed to have things prepped before we get started, right?
Yeah,
So I
I
can't
think
use that as an excuse.
I was sure at about 5:30 this afternoon.
Exactly, exactly. All right, so our timer is going to start in about 5 minutes. And how
Okay.
this works, for those of you who's not new to the beat the clock and don't know how this situation works, once the timer starts, we have 2 hours to get our project done. Now, I'm just going to be 100% honest with you guys. Rochelle have not beat the clock yet. And I think three times the charm, right? Episode 3, we have to beat the clock at all costs, okay?
Yeah.
So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share the pattern that I'm gonna be working on, as well as Shell's gonna let you know what she'll be working on. So, the whole thing is to make as much progress as possible, but we're going for beating the clock in 2 hours. So, once it starts, we have 2 hours. Once 1 hour goes by, I'll let you know. I'll let you know, Shells, that we have 1 hour left, 30 minutes left, 15 minutes left, what have you. Hey, Mary from Tennessee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, so that's how Beat the Clock works. So basically, how I came up with Beat the Clock is basically to share creative space with other sewists, both on Instagram or in YouTube. So you do not have to have YouTube to be on Beat the Clock. Okay, so if you're interested in Beat the Clock, shoot me a DM here on YouTube or on Instagram to let me know. We could set up times and, basically make progress. Now, Shells, here's the thing, because, I just released the video for 2025, make 9, make 5, and make 25, right? So
Yeah.
I'm thinking for individuals that start falling behind, I'm going to do a live just for the sake of people catching up. Like, I need you to come and do Power Hour with me for 30 minutes so you can make progress, right? And one thing that I will say about Beat the Clock, it helps me to continuously sew as well, simply because I know there's times where I'm doing a lot of filming and editing to the point where I can't sew. So if I'm at least jot it down on my calendar for Beat the Clock or what have you, I could definitely sew
That
as
time.
well. So it gives me time to sew. All
Yeah.
right. So we're going to start the clock. I'm going to give 4 minutes. So if you need to do any interfacing or anything, Shells, you
Oh,
have 4 minutes and then we'll start this
went
clock.
dark. I'll wait for you to start the clock.
I gotta, so I have to interface 2 pieces real quick and then start the clock.
All right,
So
I'll wait.
we're gonna start at 2:10 my time. If you are in UK, thank you so much for joining us from the UK. It is now 7 your time, right, Shells?
It is 6 minutes past 7. So yeah.
Okay. So if you are UK based, it'll start at 7:10 and go for 10 hours. I hope not. It'll start at 7:10 and go for 2 hours. Okay. Hey, yay, love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, Rochelle and Shells is in the house. Got the UK in the house. Yes, yes, yes. I told you I'm going to try to get more individuals throughout 2025. That's just not US based, because I know oftentimes we just kind of like cater to the US base, and for those who don't know, I cater to all countries. So, I have
Love
individuals that watch me from India, Netherlands,
you.
UK. UK has been one of the main bases for a lot of my subscribers. So it just only felt right to share this space with the UK today. So that's what we are doing. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So I have to pull out some interfacing and we're going to get started in 3 minutes. All
Three.
right.
Okay. Should I just quickly share with the people who are viewing now what I'm sewing today?
Yeah. Go ahead and share.
Okay. Hi guys. Rochelle gave me some really good advice to sew a pattern with not that many pieces and something that was very simple. And I'm grateful for that because me being me, I would have went for something ambitious and probably not have made much progress. But today I am sewing the puff and pencil clueless skirt, and it's a pattern I've sewn once before. I done it back in the summer. And I'm doing it in this gorgeous brown sort of suedette fabric, and it has a bit of stretch as well. It doesn't recommend suede as a fabric for this skirt, but I think I can get away with this. So hopefully it sews up really nicely. But I love this color, and I have enough to make a jacket out of it as well at a later date. So
Your fabric is gorgeous and amazing, Shells, if I do say so myself. So, what I am sewing, you guys know I have to cut my interfacing, so we're going to get to that in just a second. But I am doing New Look. Hope you guys can see this. New Look 6793 is the pattern that I chose. I am actually working on the 12-piece fall capsule wardrobe, and a black bias skirt was part of that. So I am actually doing view. I don't know what view this is. I think it's view A. I think it's view A. I mean, the pieces are the same. View A on this pattern. This pattern is 4 pattern pieces. Shells, 4 pattern pieces. It's the front, the back, front facing and back facing, and a zipper. That's it. So I wanted to do something where I know I could pretty much beat the clock, try it on, do all of those good things or whatnot. So that's what I'll be working on today. So it is now 2:10 Eastern Standard Time, 7:10 UK time, and we're gonna go ahead and put 2 hours on the clock. And Shells, you ready to go beat the clock?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. All right, 2 hours on the clock. Let's get it. I'm going to be reading the chat as well and responding as much as possible. First, I want to say welcome everyone. I don't want to butcher your name, but Magli, thank you so much from Georgia. This is your second time watching Beat the Clock. Well, if it's your second time, I hope you liked the last one. Which one did you attend? Which one was your first one? The one with Chris from Unsocial or the one with Diana from 26 by Diana? So I have to cut my interfacing and get started.
The one with you and Diana was my first time watching Beat the Clock, to be fair. I missed the one with you and Chris.
Shells, the one with Diana, it was supposed to be 2 hours, but Diana kept pushing on and on and on. I was like, no, I got to beat this clock. So you know what I told Diana? I told her, I was like, you know what? I'm going to have you back in the new year, and we're going to do a redeem yourself session. We're going to do a redeem. Because, so Diana and I, it was technical difficulties. So we did YouTube and Instagram because it was the same thing that happened for you, but now I know what the situation is, with, we found out the situation and it was basically, you can't click on the link from Instagram. You have to, do it in a browser for it to work. So once I found that out, I was just like, oh, now I know it was not an issue. It was just probably because it was clicked through Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
And it kept showing up and it's funny because only iPhones have that issue. So anyone that's using like an Android did not have that issue whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, now you know for any future iPhone users who come on and join you for.
Yes, definitely. Now it's going to be your first live. So for those of you guys who don't know, Shelz, is this your first live ever?
Yeah, it's my first live ever.
It's her first live, so of course, with first lives, it's going to be nervousness or whatever, but Shells, don't be nervous whatsoever. It's nothing
We've
but
actually
fun
made
times.
really
It's
far.
like sewing with a homie, you know what I mean? I try to make it as fun as possible, light and, interesting, and answer questions and comments and, friendly vibes all the time. All the time.
The time.
So the one with Diana, Magali, I think that's how you pronounce your name. The one with Diana was very interesting because if you guys don't know, Diana and we've been knowing each other since 2021. She came up to Orlando, and when she came to Orlando, she literally sent me a message on Instagram and was like, "Hey, Rochelle, I'm in your city. Come through." And I was like, where are you? She told me where she was, and within 15 minutes, it was like we've been knowing each other forever. There was never a dull moment, nothing but a lot of laughter, fun times. And since then, any type of events that she have, like South Florida Frock Tales, which she announced the dates, there's no way I could say no, simply because she's gonna come and get me. she'll come up. She'll come up to Orlando and get me. And I said no. She's like, "You're not coming. Why?" And I can just hear Diana right now, like, "Excuse me, you're not coming. I'm coming to get you. I'll be there in 3 hours." That's the thing. From where Diana stayed and where I stayed, Diana and Joe from So Very Joe, they stay 3.5 hours away from me. So it's not like, and we have a train system that fairly, cheap, $85 to $100, depending on the time, how far in advance you book your ticket. So it's kind of like, really priced very well. So it's kind of hard to say, no, you can't come when it's that close,
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say, no, I can't come,
Yeah. I got
But
introduced
yeah.
to Diana through the Pattern Hackathon challenge that was hosted by Chris.
She is so cool. Shells, I have to say, when you got Diana, I was just like, oh my goodness. And you guys have pants. I was thankful that I did not get pants. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I love pants. I love to do pants. It's just trying to share the behind the scenes of pants is a little more difficult than a top or,
Yeah.
skirts or whatever, but you guys killed it for sure. I was super shocked, super surprised, but of course I wasn't surprised that you guys wasn't gonna kill it. It was just like, you guys turned this pattern into the I did not have that pattern because it was so unattractive,
Yeah.
And that's why I literally always say, do not look at the person on the front of the pattern. Look at the line arts, because I would have never picked up that pattern had I not seen you guys hack it, honestly. So I went back and picked up the pattern only because it was featured in the Pattern Hackathon. And your little tearaways, I was like, okay, Shells, I see you, girl.
Oh gosh, it was a
You
nightmare.
did that.
Every minute of it, honestly. The pressure was definitely on.
Yes. But look, you guys had week 3. You and Diana had week 3. I had myself and C, we had week 1. So C never hacked the pattern, which was interesting. So, of course, I told her, I was just like, hey, if you need any suggestions or anything, let me know. I'm here to help out, and when Chris sent the template of how she wanted it to be ran, I was just like, okay, this is my plan. Let me know. I mean, like, C is so easy to work with. Honestly, she is so easy to work with.
Yeah.
So it made it a lot easy when you work with individuals that's just kind of like, like mine or whatnot. So it makes it super easy. So that was the first time. Well, was it the first time? No. It was the first time C and I were partners, but that wasn't the first time that she has been a part of something that I was doing. So that
Okay.
was the second time I worked with C, because the first time was doing the Hot Girl Summer.
Mm.
She was part of the Hot Girl Summer in June, and we ended up being partners. Even though you would think that I selected my partner, no, I didn't. And it's crazy because the same thing happened for Take It to the Streets, where, names was divvied out through a cup, and
Mhm.
C ended up being my partner again. And I said, "C, we have to stop linking up like this."
It was just meant to be.
It was just meant, I guess it's just meant to be.
Yeah.
So, and for Take It to the Street, for those of you guys who don't know what that is, it's basically we're going to be sewing bomber jackets. I know some of the ladies started sharing the patterns that their partner gave them. I have not shared the pattern that C gave me. And we have to tell why we think our partner gave that pattern to us. It's a bomber jacket pattern. And we cannot say because we did not want to sew it, which we all know the reason why we gave it to our partner is because we probably did not like the pattern or wanted to sew the pattern. So we just said, this bomber jacket is for, our partner. So we have 8 ladies, myself included, so 7 other ladies and myself. And we're going to basically take on bomber jackets and share streetwear, a way of how you could style a bomber jacket, streetwear style. So
Yeah.
it was
I love.
supposed to be already posted, but I was out for a few days in September. So I had to push it back to give the ladies enough time to get their patterns and stuff. There was no way I was going to get back in first part of October, and then they have to produce in a month. That
Do
just
they?
wouldn't be, right. So. But the original date was to do the kickoff last weekend, and we were going to end it the end of this month, but we did not.
I can't wait to see this. It's about to be.
Yes, so Diana is such a wonderful person. Love her style. She's very creative. Um, yeah, I love Diana. Diana is so hilarious too. So it's funny because Diana's Haitian, and I I think we collaborated last year on Battle of the Shirt Dress. And we collaborated, and when I said, I have my girl Diana from 26 by Diana, and I said it in her Haitian accent, and she fell out laughing. She was like, "You have it down packed." I was like, because I talk to you all the time, Diana, and I could just hear her
Comes
in
natural.
my ear. Yeah. She was like, "You have it down packed." She was like, "Hold on, wait a minute. You have family that's Haitian or something?" I was like, no. But I do have family that, well, my great grandmother, she's French, but, and spoke French. However, she's no longer living. So, I won't say that I know how to do it very, very good, but, I learned along the way.
But if
Especially
she,
when you talk to someone so much,
yeah,
you could easily pick up their accent. But I love
definitely,
her accent.
definitely. I met up
And I
with
love it when she be like, "Happy, happy, happy Thursday," or "Happy Friday Junior."
so
I love
joyful.
it. And her little style and outfits daily are so cute.
She's so joyful. I met up with Shim from Shim So Creative back in, oh god, time's flying. A
Yes.
So she came over and we met up in London, and I said to her, I have a habit, like when I hear Americans speak, I tend to slip into the accent too.
Yeah.
Hopefully I won't do that while we're on live. I'm embarrassed.
Listen, it's funny because you know what? My daughter, um, she was making fun of me the other day because what did she say? She said something that is very popular in the UK. And I said,
Yeah.
"Well, I'm going live with Shelz or whatever." And she was like, "Oh, you're going live with Shelz?" And like that. And I was and I said, "Say that again." she was just so she started speaking like she was, you know, from the UK, and I was just like, that is so hilarious. She was like, well, Mom, you do Diana, Diana Haitian's accent so
Yeah.
good, you would swear that you know, Haitian or part Haitian or something. I was like, no, I'm not, but you know, you can never put it past somebody, right?
No, you
All
can't.
right, so I haven't even looked at these instructions. I'm actually starting. We're 12 minutes in, Shelz.
12 minutes in. Okay.
Yeah, so for those of you who are actually getting some sewing done, I see Loveless, she's cutting out and prepping for sewing. That is an amazing idea. While we're just talking and chit-chatting, I haven't read any of these instructions, but who needs instruction when it's just front, back, facing? That's it, okay? But we're gonna act like we read these instructions and get it done.
Sure you'll
I'm
be.
bad. I know. I know that you know how we do.
I'm
So
sure.
we're gonna actually listen. I am actually going to beat the clock today. So I am sewing on. What are you sewing on, Shells? What sewing machine are you using?
I have a Janome sewing machine.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
the popular one for the UK, right?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, because from what I see, and I can only say from what I see on Instagram, it does seem like it is popular for the UK, and I think you guys in America seem to. I think the singer seems to be a popular one out there, and then
Yeah, it's Singer and Brothers for
yeah,
us. Now
yeah.
I have like my very first machine was a Singer. And then, yep, I'm saying, and then, right? Uh, and then I ended up getting, well, you know, listen, I'm not going to lie. I bought not one sewing machine for myself. My husband bought every last sewing machine, every last
Oh,
serger, every last cover stitch machine, okay?
I love that for
Every
you.
last embroidery machine, right? And I don't know how to embroider, but we go change that in 2025. We're not going to even talk about that because I can hear my husband coming. I know he's in the live somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But I can hear him getting ready to come over and be like, when are you going to use that cover stitch machine, you know? I can hear that. But I need to change that because I would like to use the cover stitch machine that I've been having for like 3 years now. And it's just like, you know, like, it's kind of like the surgery. You know how when you first got the surgery, you was a little nervous to use
I
it?
was so scared. I had my surgery for about 2 years.
Ex-
Honestly.
Exactly. So it's one of those where it's like you're scared to use it. I was super scared to use my serger when I first got it, but now I'm a pro on the serger, of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the same thing using the cover stitch machine. So I do have a neighbor. I went to brunch with her today and we talked about it. And she does, you know, embroidering and stuff like that. So I'm going to take some lessons in embroidering and stuff. And yeah, I think it's going to be great once I do that.
I have an embroidery machine actually. A brother. It's like got 6 thread options. Quite a big one, but I hardly use it. And I need to find more projects to use it for. It's just sat catching dust.
It's the same thing over here too. Mine
Yeah.
is just collecting dust. And I mean, I can be mad, but I can't be mad. I can, but I can't. Pin front to back at the side thing. This is the front to, wait. What side do I really want? I think pattern piece number 1 was the front. I don't even remember which one was the front. Oh, pattern piece number 1. So I'm trying to see how I want it on the right side. I want my zipper on the right side because I'm right-handed. Yeah, I think I want it just like that. If it ends up being on the left side, guess what? I'm not going to even be mad because at this point, we're just trying to beat the clock. It's not going to really matter at that point. Yes, that's what I heard. If you have a Haitian friend, you have a true friend. And I would say, since knowing Diana, she has been a really, really good friend.
I believe.
Really, really good friend. Yes, definitely. And you know, oh shoot, I forgot to change out the thread. Good thing it's at the bottom. on my sewing machine. I changed out my serger thread, but I need to change it out this dark green because I was working on my green pants, which is to die for, you guys. I took photos in it yesterday, and it's so good, so good. You guys will see it up on the channel probably next week. Not tomorrow. I need a break from editing, you guys. Love you guys, but I need a break from editing. Just a little bit. Where's my black thread?
I'm so jealous that you guys are having Diana announce the Frocktails for 2025.
Yes, I was super excited when she announced it.
Yeah.
Now I knew it was going to be in April because I asked her that when I went to the last one. She was like she was planning for April but didn't know when. So you know what I did? Me being me, I'm an overachiever, right? I just went ahead and just blocked out dates on hotels. So I was just like, well, let me just block out every weekend for dates in the month of April. And then when she posts the date, then I'll go back and release the dates.
Yeah.
Because I'm serious. In Miami, you have to plan those months and months ahead of time because they fill up so quick.
Oh, wow.
And now I didn't know where it was going to be. I thought it was going to be in Fort Lauderdale where she had the last one. So the first year was Miami.
Yeah.
Last year was Fort Lauderdale. And then this year it's going to be Miramar, which is basically close to Miami. So, yeah, I guess she's just taking it, different location, but they're all close to Miami.
That would be nice.
They're all close to, South Florida. So
only imagine the outfits that you guys are going to be.
Listen, when I seen those dates, you already know I went straight to Pinterest to get my look together. So one thing I'm going to do, even if I sew a dress shell, I am going to wear like some Chuck Taylors, some tennis shoes, some flats or whatever. And the reason why is simply because the last 2 years, I wore heels. And when I say to wear heels for every bit of about 2 hours before you take them off, because that's when the whole you don't want to take off your shoes until after you go down the Soul Train line.
Yeah.
So my feet was hurting a lot. So then I went to Atlanta Frocktails last year, and I stayed in heels the whole time. The whole time until probably like 30 minutes before it was time to go.
Yeah.
After the Soul Train line and everything. And when I say I must have stood up in heels for so long, the heel was broke by the time I got back to the hotel room. I was walking on a broke heel and didn't know it. So, yes. I was walking on a broke heel all the way back to I didn't have to walk, but of course I drove from the hotel room there. But to go back up to your room with a broken heel, I was like, I must have had a good time and it was one of my favorite pair of floral heels. OMG. I had those heels for about 7 years.
Your heel was.
So I guess it was time, and now I have to find some new floral heels.
Oh gosh. That was definitely a good time had. You don't be breaking your heels if you ain't having a good time.
So Liz, if you want to, so how you do it in order to get that cover stitch machine, you just say, baby, tell your kids, baby, Mama was looking at a cover stitch machine. Let me show you this. Wouldn't this be so amazing for Christmas? And I mean, you have to put it like that.
Yeah.
And just be like, and then say, I'm just accepting all gift cards of any kind for Christmas. Then that way, you hitting to them like, don't even try to get me anything outside of what I want,
Yes.
and just give me a gift card. Gift cards work just like cash.
I want somebody, I'm going to put it out there, I don't know who, but I want somebody to buy me one of the Elisa irons.
She said she wants an Elisa.
Yeah. So I'm always we have one iron in the house, and sometimes I'm down here sewing and the kids are coming and taking it from me. I need it.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. That's funny. So here's the thing with the Elisa. I'm going to tell you something about the Elisa. Jade, Welcome, Jade Knight. So that's one of the things that I do not like for the most part about sewing is cutting fabric. That's so what I do for cutting fabric. I batch cut myself and C. We both batch cut projects, and I literally batch cut about 2 to 3 projects at a time to get it over with. I can't stand cutting fabric. Period. That's the worst part for me with
Me too.
sewing.
Yeah.
So with the Olisa iron shells, so I have one that's still in submission. You know, it still works.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to have, so both of the irons I won at South Florida Frogtail. So the Mimi G iron, I
Yeah.
won the first year at the South Florida Frogtails. And then the other one I won at the last one, which was just the plain Oliso iron that's like yellow. I won
Mm-hmm.
that one as well. Here's the
What
thing with the
did
Oliso iron. With the Oliso iron, I like the Oliso iron, but one thing that I noticed with the Oliso iron is that you could only use water. Do not try to do any starching. After about 2 hours, you have to unplug it and replug it back in because
Okay.
it doesn't hold its heat
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
well. That's with both
Okay.
the Mimi G and the Oliso. Is it
Okay.
great? It's great for some things, but not other things.
Uh,
If you are using cotton fabric, it's
yeah.
perfectly fine. But
Okay.
linen, if you're doing like a linen or like the higher temperature where you
Mm-hmm.
would need the higher temperature, it's not
Yeah.
all that great. You could basically use a Black& and Decker, a Hamilton Beach,
Or-
Rowenta, and all the other irons will work perfectly. No
Okay.
shade to any of them.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that because they're not exactly cheap. So,
No,
you
it's
know.
like 200 and something dollars.
Yeah.
So even though like when Mimi came out with her iron, I wanted it, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't see myself spending 200 and something dollars for an iron that's gonna earn just like your Black& and Decker, you know? I just couldn't see it,
That's like
so I
that.
did not buy it. I was like, oh no, this is not gonna work for me at all. And that's why I say, like, you know, if that's what you want, that's perfectly fine. I never want to, you know, change anyone's mind with purchases that they want to make. It's just I know what, you know, what it was for me. And, you know, of
Well,
course, honest opinions of
that,
individuals who
that I meant
think
to.
about it. I have 2 of them. I should say I had two of them. I have one now, but the other one I is upstairs. It's upstairs in my workroom because that's where I iron my kids' clothes. Well, actually, just my son. During the week, you know, I'll iron tomorrow for the entire week because I got to iron my work clothes too now. Yeah,
How
excited, but I'm so used to doing it first thing in the morning, whatever I'm gonna wear. Now I have to actually go back to ironing for the entire week because the drive. So
I have to iron as I go. I iron as I go. I can't be ironing in advance. That's too much for me.
so Mac, is it okay if I just call you Mac? Magali? Mag. Could I just call you Mag? Um, so the Mimi G Olisa iron, it's sold out. It's been sold out since she released it. And there's not another one coming back. So that's why you're not able to find it. Um, it's been sold out since 2023, 2022, 2022, 2023. So they're no longer available. And if you try to find someone that has never used theirs, they're probably going to charge you about $400 or $500 because they're using it as a classic, like her book. So once that bad boy was gone, it is gone. It may not be coming back. Yeah. All right, let me get this other side pinned up. Well, pinned up and sewn up. You know what, Shelz? I'm already halfway there.
Well, I have both sides sewn on. The
So
waistband
I
is
don't
the
have both sides sewn on. I'm almost there to the other side. You know, I had to rethread machines and all that good stuff, but we making progress today.
sure are.
Making progress today.
Gold.
So yeah, so I am this weekend I'm putting up my tree. I know some people put up their tree like the 1st of November. I know individuals that put up their tree after Thanksgiving Day or Black Friday, I should say, for the US. But I noticed that like with Black Friday, putting up your tree the day of or after Christmas, people get lazy like, oh, I ate Thanksgiving food. I don't want to, put up the tree. So the tree don't get put up until almost December and you're taking it down after New Year's. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not going to even lie. My Christmas tree literally pretty much stays up until Martin Luther King's Day weekend. And some people think that that's a very long time to have a tree up.
What date is that?
But it depends on when I put it up. So now the tradition that I do, here is I try to put the tree up by Veterans Day weekend. But this past weekend was crazy because I had to take my car to the shop or whatnot, not to get it serviced, but I literally hit a recycling bin that flew off the back of a trailer. I slammed on my brake. There was a car in front of me that hit the recycling bin first. And I was like, I refuse to hit someone from behind. So I swerved into the lane right next to me because there was no car there. And the trash can, he hit it. The person in front of me hit it. And it flew to the other lane. And then I hit it. So it caused my passenger side light to be non-drivable and a dent on the door in the front. So I took it to get serviced a few days ago. Insurance claim and everything. And they were like, this is not drivable. We're going to do a total loss. What? What? I was like, what? Yeah, I mean, I was a little sad, but I'm going through all of that. They gave me a rental and all that good stuff. So, with that being said, it was a week of this whole week has been. So the next day after Hub and I, we went and looked around, did some shopping. So that same day, I was like, you know what? Let me get my spirit back up. So that's when I went ham on that enormous pattern haul that you guys seen. Yes, that's how I got my spirit up. I did.
Wow.
So, Mag, if you're trying to get one of the Oliso irons, my suggestion would be to get a regular one because the Mimi G one is completely sold out. You're not going to be able to get one. Now, how Diana and Joanna from So Very Joe received one was it was sponsored. Mimi sponsored the iron from part of Melanated Fabrics. So that's how they were able to get one. I'm pretty sure Mimi has one or two in her archive, so that's how they were able to get one for one of the prizes for South Florida Rocktail. You got, so how I won that iron was they had little baskets and you put your ticket in the bag of whatever you wanted to win, right? Normally people would put one ticket. I think you got 10 tickets or 5 tickets or something. And I have a strategy. If I really want to win, I'm just going to drop all my tickets in one that I really want to win, right? And that was my strategy both years. And I won the iron both years. But everyone went for like one ticket in this bag, one ticket in that bag, one ticket in this other bag, which their options was slim to none at that point. So I put all of my tickets in the Mimi G iron and won. Put all my tickets in the Oliso iron last year and won that iron with the iron cover. That's what I have over here behind me, the Oliso cover and iron. Well, the iron is not out. The iron is upstairs, but it's the Oliso cover for your ironing board. And I mean, like I said, it's not a bad iron. whatsoever, but I like the fact that it does pop up, but you're gonna have to unplug it after using it for about 2 hours to reset the heat element. It's weird, but yeah. But other than that, I mean, it's not a bad iron, but you know, it is pricey. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's definitely pricey. So I'm grateful for.
Very, very much so. And to be honest, it does the same thing that the other iron does as well. I have 2 side seams done, Shelz.
I'm just doing the hem of my skirt now. I'm just pinning. Sorry, everyone can only see the top of my head right now.
No, you're
So-
fine. You're fine. You're fine.
And I think I need to get some top stitches.
So the only thing I have left to do is the zipper as well as the facing, and I'm gonna of course let my skirt hang because it's cut on the bias.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it hang for about a good 48 hours and then sew my hem. And it's funny because at first my daughter was like, "Mom, do you want me to film the cutting out the pattern and this?" And I was like, "No, because I'm sewing that one on live." I said, "I don't need to do any of that." She was like, "You're not doing a sew along for it?" I was like, "Absolutely no. The sew along would be the live. It's 2 side seams and a facing. I don't need too much of of how to sew it together, you know." On this one, she was just like, "Oh wow." I was just like, "No, I'm not doing a sew along for that."
More work.
I mean, I know we all love a good sew along, but it's literally 4 pattern pieces and one of the most easiest to sew skirts ever. And I told my daughter I was not putting pockets on it. She was like, "Every skirt needs to have pockets." I was like, "Not this one. Definitely not this one." No, no. Mm-mm.
I love a good pocket moment.
I love pockets on every skirt, you know,
Yeah.
but certain things just, no. I'm
Don't need it.
sorry. No. Mm-mm. I mean, it's like pockets on a pencil skirt. Mm-mm. It's gonna, you know, show and hang out and all of that good stuff. I'll pass on that.
What color is your fabric, Rochelle? Black?
Black. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'm gonna try to do a try on for you.
yeah.
So Adrienne McDonald, she says that her Mimi G Olisa iron just stopped working, would not turn on. They replaced it with one of their regular irons, which started spitting, and I could not get it to work properly, no matter what I tried. For me, not worth the price. Okay, Adrienne, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's pretty much what happened to mine. So because I wasn't the one that purchased it, I did not go through the warranty. So if you purchase an Oliso iron, you can register it for warranty and they will replace it if anything happens to it, right? So with my Mimi G iron, it wasn't a iron problem. I accidentally dropped it. And after dropping it, the heating element just would not work after that. So when I won the Oliso iron last year, no, was it? No, it was this year in 2024, back in April. What happened with that one is it's not spitting or anything because I really don't use it very much, but I notice I have to unplug it quite often. And that piece that pops up, you know how the iron pops up, it would not pop up. So I just really don't use it, you know. I just really don't use it because I just feel like I don't want to go through all the hassle of it, even though I'm going to say like it's a good iron. But it has its pros and cons to the Oliso iron. Mac, I agree with you. It would not look right with pockets on this bias cut skirt. Form-fitting skirts like this, absolutely not.
Is it
not at all?
Length skirt?
What was that?
Is it a midi length? How long is it?
this one's gonna actually go to my knees, but
Ah,
I did not make any adjustments, to be honest, with you. So, to be honest, the girl in the photo, it looks like hers goes down to a little past her knees, but that's
okay.
view B.
Yeah.
I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'6" Shells on a good day. So, me making a skirt all the way down to my ankles is not going to happen because I don't want to step on my skirts and stuff like that. And I don't think skirts
Okay.
belongs on the floor, dragging the floor. So for skirts, when I wear skirts, I will make a skirt long, like, to my ankles, but it will
Yeah.
never be one that I'm going to have a skirt dragging the floor. I just, I just can't do it. You spend all that time and money for a skirt to be dragging the floor. No.
No.
Sorry. Nope. I can't do it.
Me
Because,
for
like, you don't know what's on these floors nowadays. There's a little bit of
no.
everything on these floors. And you don't want that. I don't want that for myself.
don't.
Now,
I
if it was something where you're doing a train or something on a dress because you have a special occasion or something like that, that's different. But
even then
like an
need to
everyday.
run a trainer. What I would.
Right, right. But like an everyday thing, absolutely not. Not for me. Mm-mm.
I'll
I
be
save
holding
that for the people who wants that for them. Not
at
for me.
maxi length, but I do love a mini.
Yes. Okay, so I love a mini skirt, but when you have too much junk in the trunk, you can't wear a mini skirt, you know? You know,
Yeah.
I've been over and I'm letting everything hang out. I can't have that. Plus, the hub would look at me and be like, "Excuse me, where you going?
What's
You're
going
not
on?
20 year old. You're not 20 anymore. You're not 20 years old. Where you going with that? Excuse me, ma'am. Come back here." All right, guess what? It's the fun time, the zipper time. It's the zipper time. So we're gonna go ahead and baste this. Oh,
Ah,
hey Felicia, how are you? Okay, so Felicia, in regards to the bomber jacket, anytime, so there's two things. You do not have to line your bomber jacket, but it looks better when you line your bomber jacket. If
yeah.
you do not line your bomber jacket, you can serge it. And I have a bomber jacket where I did not line and I just serged it. And it worked out perfectly as well. It's the Ankara one with the blue. I would have to tell my daughter to go grab it out my closet to show you. But it's the one that everyone loves that has, it's like white background with, I don't even know what's on it, but it has a blue collar. That one is not lined. I did a mommy and me with my daughter on that one. It's not lined, so it would be perfect if you do not use a lining. However, I would say cut a lining. And for the lining of the bomber jacket, you just need to cut the front, the back, and the sleeves. And then if you look at my video from, I think it was last Sunday for the bomber jacket, you would just basically sew it up the same way to where you don't have to do any hand stitching. Y'all welcome on that. No hand stitching for lining. Someone was like, how in the world did you come up with attaching the sleeves to the sleeve cuff and don't have to do any hand stitching? I was like, I never do hand. I refuse to do hand stitching as much as possible. If I can get away with not hand stitching and find a different way and make it look professional, I'm that girl. Definitely.
Only if it's a necessity. I'm not really into the whole hand stitching either. Honestly.
Now, certain things, I would opt to do like hand stitching. Sometimes when I'm doing buttons, I
Hmm.
would hand stitch instead of sewing it on the sewing machine. It
Yeah.
depends on, what type of fabric I'm using. If I'm using a cotton fabric, okay, we could just do that on the sewing machine because it's not much required, right? But if I'm using like a twill or something like that, I'm gonna hand sew it because twill is not like a cheap fabric.
Mm-mm.
Cotton, you could get about $2 to $4 any day, right? So, yeah. But I just finished creating, well, I didn't just finish, I finished about a week ago before I announced the Take It to the Street with myself. Who's all in it? Myself, Steve from We See Style, Joanna from So Very Joe, Diana, 26 by Diana, Sherelle from Rel Souls. Who else did I miss? Shamir from Shem So Creative, and Deja from Deja Made It. We are also in bomber jackets
Is
for
Shelly in
Take
it?
It to the.
Well,
Yes, Shelly is. Shelly is. I can't forget my girl, Shelly Shell, at all. Yes. So, and how it came about is it was crazy because I had mentioned something about sewing a bomber jacket, and in one of my videos last year, it was, you're welcome, Felicia. I said something about kind of like a battle of the bomber jackets, and so like 4 different bomber jackets and see which pattern is the best for me, right? And Shelly was the one who was like, I would love to do something like that, and that's how it started, y'all. Like that's how a lot of these collaborations is something that I said in a video, and then, someone either DM me and was like, I think it would be cool if you were to do this, and that's how a collaboration comes about. Sometimes, most of the time, it's not like most of the time I come up with these collaborations off the whim, but a lot of time it was sparked by something that someone said. I'm that person, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I never thought about that, so let's try this. So I'm looking for some interfacing oh, here we go. I was
definitely.
looking for some interfacing to stabilize my zipper area. We started at 2:10, right, Shelz? We are only 45 minutes in.
Oh no.
We are 45 minutes in, and the only thing I have left to do is zipper and facing, y'all.
Stop today, Rochelle. I've still got my waistband to do.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like I told you, it's making progress.
Yeah.
And before even going live, Shelz and I, we were having a conversation, and I told Shelz, I was like, "Hey, Shelz, I pretty much sew fast, and I know a lot of people don't understand how I could talk, sew, and read the comment sections as well. Like, how do you do all of that?" And I'm like, I don't know. I just look, see if someone comment, do a little bit more sewing, do a little bit more talking, I think after the first time I went live, and it was, I did a live back in, I think it was last year, as a matter of fact, or was it this year? No, it was this year. It was for Chris from Unsocial, as a matter of fact. That was my first live ever. You talking about someone nervous? I was so nervous, Shelz. Oh my goodness. My husband was like, you'll be fine, just be yourself, da 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 da,
Yeah.
Come on, hub always got to hype me up, right? He's my biggest hype person. And it went very, very well. It went really, really well. And it was basically, I said, hey, if we could get Shelz to 150 subscribers, because she just started her YouTube channel, I will go live. And when I say within a couple of hours, she was already at, 150, because it was just the call to action. And I was like, did you guys really want me to go live that bad? But it's always fun to see, help others out,
Yeah.
that's trying to make it to a goal, or,
Definitely.
just being a cheerleader for other sewists in the sewing community as well. So I always like to give everyone their flowers. That's just me,
That's
So
what I
it
would
was good
say.
to go live for the first time, even though I was nervous, scared, everything. I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm going to go live, like I said, and just have fun and just be myself, and it worked out perfectly. And the next day, Shelz, just so you know, you're going to be on a high. Like, I went live yesterday and it was so much fun. Watch.
It's definitely something I'm glad I could say I did, especially because I was nervous. So to get everyone here is like, okay, I done it.
So that's what I was gonna say. Like, when you get on live with someone that you're comfortable with, you could easily talk to. You know what I'm saying? It makes it that much easier instead of if you were like on a panel, just answering questions that someone asks you. It's just kind of like you just going through your normal day. It's like I have a video about sewing with friends, and how it's basically building community, sewing with others, and just basically being yourself, share what you're sewing, and just having fun, in your own sewing room. You're still sewing as if you're in your own sewing room. You're just doing it with a friend. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it that much fun when you're sewing with other people that you vibe with very well.
Just another form of socializing, really.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Mag. When you so interact with other people, it makes it that much more fun. Because, the interactions with other people, it makes it better because, you're not like leaving anyone hanging. They want to know like what's going on.
Yeah.
And you could share that with them too. I love it. I just wish I could do more lives and stuff, but I'm assessing my time and my schedule for 2025 to do at least 1 to 2 lives a month. I'm going to try to do 1 to 2 lives a month. I want to beat the clock into 2025, but I might do one live on my own and just like share the process of what I'm working on as well. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes in 2025. I'm already, making plans, but of course, I'm backing a little away from so many videos a week. The same, kind of like 2 to 3 would probably be what my willpower will be into 2025. Because new job equals change your schedule. The schedule will probably be changed just a little bit until I get into the groove of everything. Oh, snap. Okay. We almost have a zipper, y'all. Almost. I said almost. Almost there.
I'm just glad you're probably going to beat the clock with it.
I said third time's a try. I need something happen good, this week, right? I need something good.
Yep.
Wait, Jade, you said your current iron is almost 20 years old? Oh, wow. Like, I'm not going to even lie. Like, I go through irons really, really bad. Because I literally iron almost everything. So I'm going to tell y'all a funny story about me and irons. So my dad, he was in the Army. He's retired 22 years in the Army, which is one reason why I went to the military, y'all, because he was gung-ho about the military, right? And this man ironed everything. Socks, underwear, everything, okay? And when I literally lived at home with my dad, it was like, you're gonna iron everything except I never ironed socks, underwear, stuff like that. No, that's too much for me. So when I say I iron everything, shirts, t-shirts, pants, shorts, everything. I cannot stand wrinkles, period. So my son, he'll get up and he'll put on his shirts. I'm like, boy, where you think you're going? I know you're not going nowhere outside this house looking wrinkled. Like you just literally rolled over in your clothes in bed. I can't do it. So I will literally make my son strip down take his shorts off, hand them to me to where I can iron them for him. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm like, boy, you looking so wrinkled. I can't go nowhere with you. Absolutely not. And he'll laugh because he's like, mommy, he'll scratch his head and be like, mommy be on, you know, another level with wrinkles. No, mm-mm. It,
I
and I see it as like, my dad is standing right next to me like, you really gonna let that kid go out of there with all those wrinkles? I can like literally hear my dad saying that.
it's
You
a pet
really,
peeve
you
of
see how disrespectful that is? I can hear my dad saying it. I
mine.
can hear the drill sergeant in my dad, because my dad was a drill sergeant for 12 years. So I can
Wow.
literally hear it in his voice of, you really gonna let that boy walk out of here like that? You should be ashamed of yourself, Rochelle. Yeah, I can hear it. And
I
I'm a
share
daddy's girl.
can't stand to wear or even see people with clothes that they haven't ironed. It is a pet peeve of mine.
Right. And then the problem is we sew too. So it's like, so you mean to tell me that you sew, right? And you press all your seams when you sew them, but
Yeah.
yet you won't get the iron and iron your clothes to make yourself look, you know, nice.
I,
It's a really pet peeve of mine too, you know, to
there's been
see
many a
wrinkles
time
everywhere.
put my clothes on and I burnt myself because I've noticed a crease after I put the clothes on and I don't want to take it back off. So I'm trying to iron it while it's on and I got so many burns when I was younger.
See, and the funny part about it is back in the days, not now, back in the days, you know, like parents used to always be gun ho about creasing your pants. I mean, like your pants had a line crease down the middle, right? This was like, I'm gonna say like 90s into the 2000s, right? I was out of the house by the time 2021 hit, right? 2021, I mean 2001, right? I was out the house by then. And now, my father, he still creases his pants like we're in the 70s,
Wow.
80s, you know, and I'm like, it's called flat press. We flat
Yeah.
press nowadays. He's like, no, I still crease my pants. And I'm like, ain't nobody doing that in 2024. I'm sorry. It's called flat press. You press your seams, that's about it. No one's trying to take some Aquanet or some Stay Flow or some faultless starch and get the creases going. I
Crease.
mean, I'm pretty sure in the 90s when people was using Stay Flow and everything,
Mm.
people was buying it by the jugs. Now you're not seeing people go and buy no Stay Flow, faultless, starch,
Yeah.
Aquanet. You know, Aquanet is the hairspray, right? But listen, when I was in the military wearing uniform, I literally would spend a whole can of Aquanet on my uniform to prevent from having to take it to the cleaners. And let me tell you, hairspray and an iron go a long ways. Long ways. I
Never
know
thought.
people probably was looking at me like, why would you even buy Aquanet? Mind your business. Mind your business. This Aquanet is not used for what you think it's being used for. It's not being used as hairspray, it's being used as starch.
Oh God. Well, as long as it's job done, it is job.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But I told my dad that secret when I was in basic training. I was like, Dad, I found a little trick. He said, well, what's the trick? I said, you really want some creases? Use Aquanet. I think he used it to this day. I think he still
Oh
used
wow.
Aquanet. Yeah, I think he still used Aquanet. I really do. But you know, he'll earn like 3-4 hours on Sundays to press all of his clothes for the week as if he has a job. He really doesn't. He's retired. He's been retired since I was like in 7th grade. This man ain't worked in like 30 years.
It's probably just part of his
Why are you
routine.
still pressing your clothes? Like, I know. Oh man. Your father used to do the same thing?
My dad still does.
Yes, my dad always he be looking sharp. I'm not gonna even lie. All of his friends be like, "Man, your dad doesn't even look like my dad is 60. What? I think my dad's 60. He'll be 68 this year. He'll be 68. But he doesn't look like he's 68. He looked
Yeah.
like he's early 50s though, because he still gets up and run his 5 mile, his 5K.
Yeah.
I mean, like when I say he's gun ho army dude, he's like I watched the Mike Tyson fight last night, right?
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't watch it though.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very disappointing to say the
Oh.
least. But come on, you're talking about 58 versus 27,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I was going to be really shocked if he won because I was going to say, oh, that was staged
I
for
thought
Jake
still had
Paul.
it. I thought
Well,
Tyson
at the very beginning, he was moving like he still had it. But that
Yeah.
knee seems like it was irritating him a
Yeah.
lot, So I could sense that knee was just an irritation for him. And he said it. He was like, I'm not going to make that like an excuse of basically why he lost or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I was a little sad that they took forever to get started though.
I was
Yeah, it
past.
didn't start until like midnight my time. And when
I
I
was.
say I slept after that. I'm
I.
normally up, y'all. I am normally up like at 6:30 on a Saturday. And it gives me enough time to kind of like plan my content for the week before my kids get up and I fix breakfast and stuff like that. But I knew I had brunch with one of my neighbors who's also a soul sister. She's a bad girly. She's
I
a bad
seen your
girly.
friend. Looked really good.
Yes, we had so much fun. And then she was just like, "Am I interrupting your live?" I was like, "No, it's not until 2 o'clock. We'll be done by noon. We'll be done by noon." Yeah. So I came home, got some lunch after brunch. Got some lunch with the fam, and was like, "Well, it's time for me to go ahead and set up for the live, babe. Come on in here, so you can help me set it up." And he was like, "All right, we are down to 1 hour. We are 1 hour in, Shell. I tell you that 1 hour goes by very, very fast.
Really did.
It
And
is 3:10, and we have 1 hour to go, y'all. I'll tell you, look, 2 hours just go by so fast. It doesn't seem like it, but 2 hours go by extremely fast, y'all.
I've just put
Okay,
the
I gotta do this
pieces
part
of my
again.
wrong, so I'm having to take these seams out. Ouch! I want to be.
Now, don't hurt yourself now.
I know. I don't wanna
Those
be
pins, I'm telling you, those pins. Oh my
the
goodness.
ripper. That just got me then.
Yeah, those pens, man. So yeah, so I have a lot to do this weekend. I'm working on pattern testing. Well, like I mentioned, Shelz, I'm hoping to get that done literally by Tuesday. I'm gonna work on it probably a little bit tonight
Yeah.
after doing some planning. I'm planning like my 2025 schedule. I'm gonna be working on that today after the live, a little after the live. While my husband is doing his Twitch stuff. My husband does Twitch. I don't understand Twitch,
Streams on
y'all.
Twitch.
He's on Twitch, but I don't understand Twitch, to be honest. And my husband's like, well, there's a whole sewing community on Twitch. I don't understand Twitch,
wow.
y'all. It is. You'll be surprised. It's like I know about all of these different things. It's just I feel like I don't even do Instagram. Not Instagram, but TikTok. Like I should, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's more platforms to, manage. I have to give it up to Carmen Cag Reinvented because she managed a lot of different, broadcasting channels and all that good stuff. I don't know how she do it. And being a project manager, I get it, like you manage a lot, but I can't do all of those now. That's a lot of different platforms to manage and all of that good stuff. Okay, now I'm looking for my zipper foot. Where in the heck is my zipper foot? Oh, here we go. Found it. We go secure this zipper. Mac, so my dad used to wear hats all the time. He doesn't now. Well, take that back. That's a lie. That's a lie. Let me stop lying. He wears like, you know, the little baseball hats or whatever. That's only because he's balding, but I mean, that goes with old age, right? You start balding in one area. Um, but I mean, it depends. Like if he's going to church or whatever, he will not wear a hat. He would just wear, you know, his normal church clothes or whatnot. He used to wear a suit all the time going to church, but I think he just kind of changed that in for kind of like some slacks and a polo shirt now. So, yeah. I told my dad, I was just like, Dad, you know what? You're cooler now that you're out of the military versus when you were in. Like, I couldn't listen. When my dad got home from work, when he was in the military, I used to hate when he came home. I felt like he brought work home with him every single day. I used to get screamed at, yelled at, everything. It's like being in the military, I really will say, like, you bring a lot of your work home with you because it's the life that you live, right? Until you get out and you learn how to kind of like live in the civilian world, it's different, okay? It's different. I had to learn that, you know, after getting out the military, that your life is different out of the military versus when you're in. Because you're 24/7 when you're, you know, in the military.
Yeah.
When you get out the military and you're, you know, on the other side of the uniform, it's different. And learning, you know, to pick your clothes and what to wear because you're in uniform for so many years, you know, whether that's 4, 6, 2 weeks, you know, 8 years, 10 years, 20 years, you know, you have to basically learn how to wear garments outside of just your regular military uniform. I would be lying if I said that it didn't take me literally every bit of 2 years to learn how to style myself and accessories and stuff like that. Because while I was in the military, there was no such thing as wearing jewelry outside of like a wedding ring and no necklaces. Depending on your job, you couldn't wear necklaces, you couldn't wear bracelets, any of that. So even today, I'm still minimal when it comes to jewelry. And plus, because I can't just wear a lot of costume jewelry because I'll break out. So I'm very minimal on a lot of things, you know. Excuse me. But yeah, learning how to style and dress outside of the military can be hard for those who do not dress up outside of the military, like on the weekends and stuff when they're not working. They don't do anything other than sit in their room or sit in their house and just, you know, watch TV. It can be very hard outside of the military. That's why I know, like, when I was getting out, they started doing like classes on how to, you know, transition from military life to civilian life.
You almost have to relearn things again.
Ooh, Mag, you doing Vogue 1835? Ooh. Ooh, listen. So I saw, who did that pattern? LaShawn from Let's Get Social here on YouTube. So Sophisticated Designs. She did that pattern for So Your View. She was actually the host. And I seen Talisha from Creativity by T. She did that pattern too. And her burgundy set looked really, really cute. Say what? You what?
I sneezed.
Oh, you sneezed. Bless you, by the way. I'm telling you, I could never be in my sewing room without an interruption, aka my daughter. She's somewhere around here. See? Bye. I don't know. I don't know. Bye. As she were. My mini-me is always interrupting something. Something. All right, so now I'm going to put this facing on. Because now I have about 50-something minutes to procrastinate. Not necessarily procrastinate, because we ain't going to procrastinate, because at the end of the day, I still got to try this on, right? So I'm going to do the front and back facing pieces. Yes. Front, back. What all do you have left to do, Shelz?
Shell.
Shell, doesn't it sound like you calling your name? You know what's funny is because like my family always called me Shell, right? Shell, right? So when I said beat the clock with shells, and I was telling my sister was like, "Wait, you beating the clock with yourself?" I was like, that's only you would say something like that. And then we have Shelly, and I have like a couple of people that I was in the military with. They used to call me Shelly all the time, right? And even though I hated, Shelly, them calling me Shelly, they still call me Shelly only because they're like much older. Like I was probably 20 when they were like in their 40s.
Okay.
So there's a few of them that I still talk to today that I served with. And we were talking on Veterans Day, right? A couple of days ago. And I got called Shelly. And I was like, like, could you let that die? Like, we let that die over 15 years ago when I got out. I got out in 2010. And you still calling me Shelly? Sir, I'm going to need you to not do that anymore. Let that die. All right, let's see. Where's the front and where's the back? That's the back. Turn it this way. And this is the front. So like when you do facing, you have to make sure you attach the side seam the right way. That's what I had to do. So this is the front, this is the back. Front, back, and I need to pin this side. There we go. Wait, is that gonna be right? No. The other side. Wait a minute, hold up. This is the front. Yep, your girl is doing some calculated math in the head, y'all. Just give me 1 second. I gotta make sure that I sew the side seams the right way. Because the instructions don't be telling you the right thing. Give me 1 second. All right, so this is the front. I know I'm saying it all loud. This is the... Wait a second. Why they don't have... Hold on, did I forget to clip some notches on the waistband? Shelz. Hold on, you guys. Shelz is joining me again.
I can hear and see you, Rochelle.
Okay. Can you hear me and see me now?
I
don't know what happened. Yeah, I seen it dropped off. She is back, you guys. She's back.
My battery died.
No problem. Did you put it on the charger?
Yeah.
You have the charger plugged in?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can't
Good.
up on my iPad anymore. Oh yeah, there I am. Well, here I am.
Gotcha.
Sorry, guys.
No problem. That's why I was just like, hold on. What happened there?
Yeah, right. I charged it before we started, but I guess...
I'm telling you, like, I always say, like, have it plugged in works best because it drains. Even, like, when Diana and we were live on Instagram and on YouTube last time for Beat the Clock.
Yeah.
I was on my phone for Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was using one camera. So when I go live by myself, I actually use two cameras to switch between the sewing machine and the table. But when I'm doing like a collab, like today, I only have to use one camera, which works wonders because I don't have to switch between the two and have to set up more than one camera. So I know there's like individuals that watched the live and was like, hey, can you show the sewing machine? And the reason why I don't like share the sewing machine outside of like you seeing me here at the sewing machine is simply because I would need to put a third camera up and like have it hang over the sewing machine so you could pretty much see. And let me show you what I use. There's a camera right here. Let me show the other camera. There's one camera right here. I'm not going to turn it around so you can see. And then this is the other camera right here that I actually put for the overhead view only when I'm doing lives. This is the other camera. It's the same one that I'm using right here, the Logitech camera. And then when I'm filming like a sit down, I'm actually using the GoPro.
Okay.
Is what I'm actually using when I'm doing like, full face and I'm talking to you guys for any videos. And then sew-alongs, I'm using this camera, which is another GoPro. This is the GoPro 11. This one is this one is the 11 and this one is the 10. So I'm like, and if you notice I have to charge, that's why it's taken down off the tripod. So that's what I'm filming a lot of content with, and it always has to be charged. I just keep them in my drawer over there to let me know I need to charge them before I film. Yeah, I'm taking a break from filming until probably Monday. I don't have nothing filmed this week yet. I might film today. I don't know. I probably not. Yeah, I think I'm going to rest it after this.
It's definitely not easy to create content.
Oh my goodness, no. Mm-mm. And you know what? It's funny because I've been on this content creating journey for 4 years now.
Yeah.
And February 2nd, will make 5 years on YouTube. And my husband and I, we were just talking about this not too long ago. He was just like, so what are some of your goals for 2025? I'm not going to share right now, but let's just say it's a lot of goals. I'm not going to share it because you're going to hear it again when I do a video of going into 2025, what I will be doing and working on, and what are some of the things that I will not have time for, And one of those things that I will share is a lot of collaborations. I won't have a lot of bandwidth and, power to do a lot of them. I will do like some at the start of the year, kind of like one of the ones that we're doing, Shell.
Yeah.
At the top of the year. I have time for that before, like towards the summertime is when a lot of things will eat up a lot of my time. So after the spring, it's one of those where I'm not going to be able to do a lot of collaborations and stuff because I have to focus on some other things that I want to get done towards the end of the year, So some of the things I have to take back seat and just be a cheerleader from the sideline,
Well, if there's one thing I've learned about you, whatever you say you're going to do, I know you're going to do it because the way you plan is definitely inspiring. Like I said, I need to take some notes from you. I thought I was nice, but you are on another level. And
it's funny because a lot of people's like, girl, I don't know how you work. And I put out a video like this where how I work a full-time 40-hour-a-week job, 2 children, I have one in high school, one in elementary. My son is a special needs kid, right? He's a special needs. He's autistic and Tourette syndrome. And everyone's like, girl, how do you work with all of that, get videos done, cook dinner and everything? And like I said, it has to be in my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it's not going to get done. I
Okay.
juggle so many things to the point where it has to be on my calendar. So if it's not on my calendar, we're not going to get it done.
Yeah.
We're not
I
going to get it done.
failing to plan,
So,
planning to fail. Is that how the saying goes? Something like
right.
that. Hence
I
why.
literally, Shells, you should see my calendar. I think I shared a little bit. I didn't share like appointments and stuff like that. I removed all of that before posting, the video. Y'all don't need to see like every single appointment I have and all that good stuff. But I did share kind of like how I go about, like if I record a video, it actually says record this video. Then a day later, edit this video, take a photo shoot for this video. It's literally that detailed in the calendar to where sometimes my calendar be looking like a bloodbath. Meaning so many things that I need to do and take care of. It
And even
gets to
you
the
start
point.
questioning, how am I going to do all of this? When you
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
crazy.
exactly. To the point, and then sometimes it's like I have so much to do and I need to space it out. How can I space it out and still get it done? Because I
Yeah.
don't like nothing last minute. Like I literally can't focus with, like for instance, you know how like we talked about this live like what 2-3 months ago.
Hmm.
You guys, for those of you guys who doesn't know, a lot of the beat the clock, it was done over 2 months ago. Like when I started planning who I wanted to do beat the clock with, I reached out to people like 2-3 months ahead of time because we are all busy in our own rights, right? With family and things that needs to be done. So originally Shells and I were supposed to do it last month, right, Shells?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to do it last month, but we decided not to because she would have been 6 hours ahead.
Yeah.
And no, yeah, I think he would have been 6 hours ahead or something. And I said, let's wait until we have the fall back
Hmm.
to where actually it would have been better last month because we would have been 4 hours
I thought it was
behind
either
instead of
four,
five.
either ever, always ever 5 or 6. Is it 4 and 5? Is it?
I think it's 4 and 5 because we just fell back about 2 weeks ago. So
Okay.
now we're a 5 hour difference. Whereas when spring come back around in March, we'll be
Ooh,
4 hours.
okay.
So we thought it was going to be a 5 hour difference. So we changed it from last month to this month just to find out it's actually 5 hours. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, Shells and I, we talked about this like, I want to say probably August time frame, right?
Yeah.
Around August time frame. So, and then I do have someone coming up in December, you guys. Super excited about that. So yeah, I mean, like I like to, plan so far in advance to where we all know, you know, the date, have time to plan what we're gonna sew because it's not easy to kind of pick a project to sew on live and
Well,
get
I
it
planned
going.
today.
Did you plan yours today?
I planned it today. I cut the fabric today.
No, I didn't do that. Now okay, so listen, so I picked out what I was going to sew last week. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I know I'm currently working on my 12-piece fall capsule wardrobe right now, which I'm getting a little, I'm more than halfway done.
Hmm.
This would make piece number 6 done.
Okay.
But I feel like Thanksgiving is a week away. I'm not going to finish the other 2 items because I need to tape the PDF together. I have the knit for the white knit top, which would have been Simplicity 3012. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that done. And the other thing that was part of that challenge, I'm looking over there now, was like a bag. It was going to be the duffel bag and a Rugsby shirt. I seen your Rugsby shirt, by the way. And it had me thinking, like, Shell just made the same pattern that I talked about, even though I switched my pattern because I couldn't find the stripes that you have, like the one that you have. I couldn't find the stripes. And I didn't want to order any fabric because I had to finish with my whole 30. So I was like, I don't know. I'm going to just kind of see play it by ear to see if I'm going to be able to finish it. Because the goal was to have all the pieces done by Thanksgiving. But with working a new job, and the reason for that is simply because the date for the new job starts Monday, the 18th. And I was going to have everything done by this upcoming weekend, the 24th, to share all the rest of the pieces Sunday, right? Next Sunday. But starting a new job, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sew the rest of the pieces. So I'm just going to, we're going to play it by ear because I don't want to be sewing fall stuff in no winter time, even though we don't have a winter here. But still, I was like, I don't know. We're going to see. But moving into 2025, we're not going to do these extravagant collections, like 12 pieces. Yeah. We're going to probably keep it minimum to 5 to 7 pieces and just kind of pair everything together like that because it works best. 12 pieces works great for a fall wardrobe because I could pair these all season. Yeah. And when I originally put it together, it wasn't me in the office. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I definitely love sewing. Well, I like being intentional, and that's basically it. So that go together throughout the season. I love that.
Yeah. So when you put because I know you sew in collections too, Shelz. When you put your collections together, do you go based off of color or the things that you need in your wardrobe right then?
Do you know, the last time I think I sewed in a collection or intentionally made a capsule wardrobe was in 2023. So I think I
really
sewing pieces to build, to start, a capsule. And then what I just do is sew pieces that are missing or that I need. And sometimes it works out like it's a collection, but I never go in with the mindset that I want to sew a collection. I just am sewing things that
gotcha.
Really, that's what I've been doing this year. And sometimes I'll try adding in
pieces that you're missing.
Color, like I'll do a few pieces in the same color palette. But it's never like, okay, I'm gonna do a collection now. It's something I really do want.
So for me, it's like when I'm sewing now. Yeah. When I'm sewing now, I have to be intentional with like things that I could wear to work. I can't just sew for the sake of just sewing nowadays because I'm spending a lot of my time outside of home instead of at home. So now going into 2025, a lot of the things that I'm sewing is going to be things that I can wear to work. And because I can't wear like t-shirts, of course you can't wear no shorts. Yeah. You can't wear polo shirts and stuff like that. A lot of things that I would be sewing into 2025 would be blazers, pants. I'm not a big skirt girly. Yeah. But I will say like a couple of pencil skirts to pair with a blazer is my go-to. Yeah. Broom skirts, or what should I call them? Long A-line skirts. You can forget it because I don't want nothing dragging the floor. We talked about that, right? I don't want none of that. You can forget it. So, I mean, the wardrobe, me doing a wardrobe will be like changing. My channel won't change, but some of the stylings that I would normally do has to change. So with that being said, I would still buy my patterns and stuff like that. I've been buying a lot of patterns in PDF because, Joann's have not been great to a lot of us in terms of having the patterns on time when we want them. they've been kind of just like slacking on that front. You know what I mean?
Well, you guys
So
get them way ahead of us over here.
yes, we do, and I do like that for us in the
Yeah.
U.S. But I literally, every time I go to Joann's, now one side of town, they have the patterns right when they come out. But
Mm-hmm.
then the Joann's that I go to and show you guys like in store majority of the time, that's closer to my old job. You know,
Yeah.
it's closer to my old job, which I won't be working on that side of town no more. Um, it's just kind of like one of those things where they never have it on time, and you got to go back to Joann's 5,000, 6,000 times, you know, to get the pattern. So I was just like, you know what, screw that. I'm just gonna order it from Simplicity, extra $2 or whatever for the pattern. It's not bad for me, and the reason why it's not bad for me to get the pattern from simplicity.com for an extra $2 is because we pay tolls here, and the
Yeah.
toll is going to be $5, you know, one way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to get to Joann's, and I got to go all the way back over on the side where I work at, you know, to get to Joann's. Well,
Yeah.
my old job, I should say. Um, and with that being said, I might as well just go ahead and cut the cost of just ordering from
Exactly.
simplicity.com and not have a toll fee and just pay the extra $2 and still save $3 of not having to pay a toll fee. And it's a win-win for me, you know?
That makes sense.
So yeah, that toll fee adds up. People don't know, like, and the thing about it is the reason why we pay tolls is because tourists, not tourists, but tourists, you're touring, you know, Orlando because of Disney World or whatever. So, you know, we don't pay state taxes here. Because I think you guys have turfs, right? That you guys pay for London shows?
There's a congestion charge that if you're going into central London, you have to pay. It's like,
See, that's. So I mean, some things are similar. It's just called a different, you know, a little different or whatever.
yeah.
And the thing about it is, like, my husband's been through like the London airport and stuff like that, doing his travels across the water. I have never. When I say I have never been to London. Never.
Would you like
Or
to?
England. I have been to Korea, but
Oh wow!
haven't. Yep.
I go to
Been to
Korea.
Korea. Been to Japan. You know, so with that, you know, and that's why I said, you know, once these kids get up out this house, Hub and I could travel a little bit. You know, I have to, and the crazy part about it is I have a passport, but my passport is soon to be 10 years expired. My
Wow.
passport expired in 2015.
Is that how long it's been since you've left
Korea. Yep.
Since you've left
So I left the military in 2010. So yeah, 2010. I was in Korea in 2005.
Okay.
Yep, December 2005. And I was looking at my passport about 2 days ago, simply because, you know, when you have to verify for work and stuff like that. I was like, let me see if, you know, I could give my passport as a means of verification. No, you can't because it's expired. So, and plus it has my maiden name instead of my married name on it, last name. So, of course, I'm going to get it updated, but I don't see what's the point of updating it if you are not traveling anywhere.
Yeah.
So once I decide to travel somewhere, I want to go to Canada. Is like on my bucket list. It would work perfectly.
It's not too far. How far is Canada where you are?
So I could get not necessarily a direct flight, but I would never drive to Canada. No, that's way too long of a drive.
Yeah.
But I think I would fly to Canada and go to either Alberta or Ontario, and then move around from there.
Okay.
But I would have to go to Edmonton, which is Alberta, Canada.
Yeah.
I would have to go from here to Seattle, Washington
Okay.
State, and then make that connection from there.
From there. Oh.
And then to get to like Ontario, I would have to go from here to New York and then flight from New York to Ontario. I mean, but they're reasonably priced, to be honest, though. So it's not like I'm spending an arm and a leg to
Yeah.
go. It's just, I always hear people's like, if you're going to Edmonton, like Alberta, you don't need to plan a week there because it ain't a lot to do. But Ontario, definitely, you could plan a week and have a good time or whatnot.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see,
Okay.
I know they had like a Canada Frocktail. Would I be attending like a Canada Frocktail? I don't know.
They
I
have,
don't want to say never, never say never, simply because you never know. If I'm in the area near the Frocktail happening and I know some people, of course, we could definitely try Canada.
Cocktails have you traveled to outside of?
Oh my, outside of South Florida?
Yeah.
I have been to South Florida Frocktails twice. I went to Atlanta Frocktails this year. So I have been to three Frocktails. Three Frocktails, but it seemed like I've been to a lot of them only because I have been to Atlanta multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Outside of, and it's like this girl is forever at every last Frocktail. She's filming the Frocktail. I become like the photographer and everything for the Frocktails and the videographer for the Frocktails because I'm filming as much as I possibly can to show people what it's like going to a Frocktail.
Yeah.
And it gives people ideas of how, if you did not attend one, this is what you're missing,
Yeah. Definitely. I've never
So,
been. I can't wait to go to one.
are you going to one in London? Because doesn't London have one?
London does have one. I think it's already gone.
Okay.
I'm keeping my eyes peeled for the next one. I know they also had one in Glasgow the other day,
Yeah.
which is like a plane journey away, not too far. It's like, but
So the crazy part about it is like the Frocktails for the US, it's so many. So you have to figure out which ones you want to go to. Like I wanted to go to the Chicago one in June, but two things happened was like Mimi posted that she was having a sewing retreat for July. And I was like, okay, I just went to South Florida Frocktail.
yeah.
And I already paid for Atlanta Frocktail.
Okay.
And I was like, go to Chicago Frocktail or Mimi G's conference. So I was like waiting on the dates for Mimi G's conference, and then she did not have it. And I was like, oh, snap. I looked at the tickets for Chicago Frocktails, and like round trip tickets from Orlando directly to Chicago was like $400 and something. I was like, nope. And then you have to think of paying for a room, Uber or rental car. I was like, it's not going to be cost effective. 2 days for over $1,000 is not cost effective for me.
Yeah.
Can I pay it? Yes, I can. But I couldn't see myself, not necessarily explaining to my husband because I ain't got to explain my finances to my husband because we both work, right? Don't need to do that. But, like I tell everybody, like the pattern sells. I am literally the same way. I am super frugal, and it has to make sense. It has to make sense for me to do it. Spending $1,000 for 2 days for a retreat, it's just not beneficial. That's why I buy my tickets super early. I do all of those things early to where I'm not paying an arm and a leg to have some fun,
Yeah, no,
So,
I get it.
like, for instance, I know the dates of the South Florida Frocktail. I already have hotel in, right? And hotel room, you guys, $119.
Yeah.
Now, you wait until, let's say, February, March, it's going to be $300.
Yeah, it will go up.
And I'm Hilton Diamond member, so I could literally book all the way until the day of if I wanted to. But of course, the amount goes up as you wait.
It's always
So
best.
I'm just like, no, I'll just go ahead and book the room as close to the location as possible. But, I booked 2 rooms in the Miramar area. But as she comes out with the location,
Mm-hmm.
I could, change where I want to be.
Where you stay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just having a room is what you want right now.
Well,
Hold on.
I definitely look. I would love to come to the next rock talk, to that particular one.
Yes, I mean there's always a lot of people. It's always fun. Diana, listen, Diana is so fun. She is so fun. Oh my goodness.
So,
Joanna's so fun. Rail is so fun. Like a lot of them, a lot of us that continuously go to the same ones. It's all because the vibe is always there.
yeah.
And each Frocktails is different. And what I mean by that is like when I went to South Florida Frocktail, it reminds me of kind of like a family reunion with Diana, Joanna, Rail, all of them, because we all know each other, right? So it's like a family reunion every year. Atlanta Frocktail was more like your party vibe, like the club vibe. But it wasn't a club. It was just a lot of people there. But the theme was Summer Garden,
Yeah.
which was super nice. Aronica, super sweet. Love her. Okay, she's my girl. If you guys didn't know, she's my girl. So yeah, it was like back in college, back in high school vibes. You know what I mean? Like everyone came, they came, and I mean they came really nicely dressed and everything. It was really really nice. So I mean, and
That's
then
what
I hear that.
makes the effort and really goes all out to stick to the.
Right, and Mimi was at the Atlanta Frocktails. She was at Atlanta Frocktails. So then Chicago came around. I wanted to go to that, and I was back and forth like, I want to pay for Chicago. Is Mimi having hers? And then when I didn't see anything on Mimi's, I was like, okay, I guess she's not having it this year. I don't know. And I was like still hopeful that she was going to have something because I attended her last Mimi G conference back in like 2016. So I figured she was bringing it back. And I was like, oh, no, I got to go to this because it's been 8 years since, I went to California for her last one,
Yeah.
So I miss Chicago Frocktails, but I'm hoping to attend 2025 Chicago Frocktail. So I have like 4 on my list to attend for 2025. So we're just going to see how that goes.
Well, I don't know which Froctal I'm going to be attending, but 2025, I'm attending one at the very least.
Hi, Kylie. Is your message for Shelz or myself? Shelz, can you see that message from Kaylee?
Kaylee, new here. Sorry to interrupt, but saw you were live. For the M8257 pant pattern, is it?
Did you do that pattern? I would have to look it up.
I'm trying to think if it was issue on about the pattern.
I would have to look up that pattern and see. Hey, Lay, is she downstairs?
I'm not sure which pattern you're referring to, Kaylee.
Come here. Come here right quick, Layla.
Sure.
Huh? Could you check in the pattern drawer for McCall's 8257? Check in the pattern drawer or check in that Joanne's bag. Actually, you know what? Where's my phone? Oh, right here. Could you look up 8257?
Oh, it's their first sewing project, a simple pair of pants. Is it an all straight stitch sewing pattern?
Simplicity 8257.
It's McCall.
I'm sorry, McCall's 8257.
More than likely, if it's a pants pattern, it's going to be a straight stitch.
Straight stitch, yeah.
Sewing pattern.
8257. I don't know. I just want to see what it looks like. Oh, she's talking to me for that one. I'm sorry. I couldn't remember that number. She was talking to me. All right, that's that 70s pattern that I did a while ago. It's a straight stitch. The entire, yes, it's a straight stitch.
Didn't you do VC?
Yes, so Kaylee, on your sewing machine, 2.5 length stitch, regular stitch. I don't know if yours use like a 0, but just a regular straight stitch to sew the pant pattern up. It's a super easy pattern, and you guys, I need to sew that pattern again, honestly. That pattern is a good pattern to do and to have.
I don't think I'm familiar with that pattern.
Okay, so here's the dilemma that I'm running into with this pattern. I do not do hook and eye closures at all. I hate them. I do not like them at all. So I am done with my skirt, okay? But here's the dilemma. They're like, oh, use, in the instructions, it tells me to use a hook and eye closure. Listen, Rochelle is not doing no hook and eye closure. So we have to secure this waistband, the facing. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to secure this facing to where I don't have a freaking seam on my nice, you see? This is Casa crepe back satin. That's what it is. Crepe back satin. You see this nice, lovely skirt? We can't have stitching on the right side. We can't do that. So, I have to figure out how I'm going to have this. I might have to put some stay tape. Shelz, what you think on this to keep it stitched? I have to figure something out. I think I'm just going to make a top stitch at the top to keep it in place and it's not flopping around. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so Kaylee, use that 0 straight stitch to sew your pant pattern. Now, one thing I will say is make sure you measure the pattern pieces to make sure you are cutting according to your body measurements instead of your ready to wear measurements. You don't want to do that because it's not going to fit. But I'm excited for you. Congratulations on your sewing journey.
I remember making that mistake.
So.
And everything came out the wrong size and didn't fit.
Shell, you have like 20 minutes.
Well, I'm on my...
Hold on. It is 3:55 and you have 15 minutes, girl. 15.
Okay. I got this. I got this.
Oh, that's funny.
It says. Okay. No.
You good, Shelz?
Yeah. I'm going to get this waistband now.
All right. So I have that one sewn down. That looks good. All right. So I'm going to sew this down right here to the zipper.
Gonna solve your dilemma.
Zipper out a little bit.
You really have to use a hook and eye.
You good, Shelz?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear you, Shelz, if you're talking.
Yeah. I can hear you. Let me see. I can hear you. I don't know why she can't hear me.
I got one more seam left and we are done, baby. Yes.
Can you still not hear me,
Like
Rochelle?
No. Let me grab the other one. Can you guys hear me? Shelz, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh, good. Because I'm like, I can hear you.
Okay. No, it was me.
Okay.
Y'all probably heard the hub telling me your earpiece probably died. Because I couldn't hear you, and I'm just like, really talking? I did charge it. All right, we're good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so they hear both of us. Great, great, great. All right, so I am done with my skirt, y'all. It looks so good. Tell me. Woo-hoo! Okay, so I'm not hemming it only because because it's cut on the bias. It needs to hang for anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. So I'm not going to be hemming it, but I am going to give it a try on and see what it's looking like. But one thing I noticed is like this zipper is wonky, so we're gonna go ahead and reassess this zipper first before we try this bad boy on. So I gotta fix this zipper area. One side looks like it's higher than the other. Let's see what this looks like now. Nope, this one needs to come down a little bit more.
This is the only thing.
I want to know how in the world did that happen where one side looks to be like a little, you know how like the zipper could be, the zipper area, one could be higher than the other? I'm like, how in the world did that happen?
It happened. It may have shifted, but
And I think it's because it's cut on the bias.
yeah.
Oh, we go fix this because I can't have my zipper area looking jacked up, you know? No, I can't have that. See, like, let me show you what I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all see how one is higher than the other? We can't have that, so I'm going to fix this side. We can't have that. I refuse to spend so much time sewing to have something look really, really jacked up like that. No, I can't do it. I know you guys probably be like, Rochelle, it's okay. No, it's not okay for me. So we go work with it until it's fixed. And just like that, almost there. One more stitch, go fix this bad boy. Say it ain't so. It is so.
All right, so these are facing down. Okay. Ensure the side seams.
All right, and just like that, I fixed it. Okay, great. Now I could go ahead and trim all of this excess off. Booyah. There we go. Trim all that excess fabric off. And now the zipper is done. Voila! Now I'm gonna go try it on. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna give y'all some be right back music. I'm gonna go try it on so you guys could see what it looks like. So stay tuned. I'll be right back, y'all.
Drowning in the lost emotion, crying like some kind of ocean from my eyes. But I got up out of the hopeless. Yeah, I got over you last night. Wasn't it easy to believe I broken forever. Thought I would never see the light. You didn't need me, so I went looking for somebody better. Thought I'd be sadder, but I'm fine. Washing my tears away, I watch my heartbreak go down the drain. My heartbreak go down the drain. My heartbreak go down the drain. I finally learned how to let go. I don't even feel the echo of your touch. I've never been so in control. Only love I need is mine. But wasn't it easy to believe I would be broken forever? Thought I would never see the light. You didn't need me, so I went looking for somebody better. Thought I'd be sadder, but I'm fine. Washing my tears away, I watch my heartbreak go down the drain. My heartbreak go down.
All right, y'all, she's back, okay? So let me, hold up. I'm going to move this camera so y'all can see just a little bit. Let me see how much y'all could see. All right, I'm going to just move all the way back to where you guys could see the skirt with the shoes, okay? Now, am I going to wear it like this? Probably not, but y'all could see. First, let me share the shoes with y'all. It's Jessica Simpson. Okay? This is what it's going to look like, the shoes. What y'all think?
Ooh. Let's see those.
Nice, huh?
Yeah.
Cute, huh?
Yep.
Cute.
Yep.
She looked like a business woman. Boom. Business. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, this skirt was much needed. What? Can you see my feet now?
No.
Can you see my feet now?
Be good. Good. I like the legs as well. I love it.
my husband's like, no one can really see your feet.
Yeah, we
All
can't
right,
see,
so let me.
but the skirt looks good.
He
Hey,
was
yeah.
like, no one can see your feet.
Yeah.
All right, so
You can see your feet
let me
now.
see. Now y'all can see my feet. All right. Cute. Cute, right? I know. She is super cute. And you know how I told you, Shelz, that it's like knee length? So once I hem it at like 5/8, it would be like right below my knee.
Yeah.
Like right below my knees. So it'll work out perfectly. And this would actually be so cute to work too. Boom. I know y'all talking about these heels like, how tall are these heels? These are 4.5-inch heels, y'all. Right? Boom. I love them. And y'all, I just bought these too.
Yeah, they're
I
really
just bought these. Yeah. It'll work out perfectly. All right.
I'm praying my body doesn't burn out on me on this last stretch.
All right, let me readjust this camera to where I had it before. I'm going to readjust the camera again. Oops. Okay, wait. We good? We good? We good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and change and hang it up. And it's funny because I have 3 minutes to spare. So stay tuned and let me get changed and I'm coming back, okay?
Drowning in the lost emotion, crying like some kind of ocean from my eyes. But I got up out of the hopeless. Yeah, I got over you last night. Wasn't it easy to believe I would be broken forever? Thought I would never see the light. You didn't need me, so I went looking for somebody better. Thought I'd be sadder, but I'm fine. Washing my tears away, I watch my heart break, go down the drain. My heart break, go down the drain. My heart break, go down the drain. I finally learned how to let go. I don't even feel the echo.
All right, we are done over here. Felicia, are you asking me what fabric I use? It is a black crepe back satin. And once again, the pattern that I used was New Look 6793. 4 pattern piece. You have a front piece, a front skirt piece, a back skirt piece, front facing and back facing. That's it. And you just need a 7-inch invisible zipper and hook and eye. I don't do hook and eyes, so y'all know I'm gonna take that zipper all the way up to the top. Less notions for your girl. You're welcome. Not a problem whatsoever. So the only thing that I have to figure out, Shelz, I think what I'm going to do is top stitch all the way around. And the reason why is because like on the inside, it'll like this facing will be flapping up and that's going to irritate the bejesus out of me. So I think what I'm going to do is top stitch like a 1/4 of an inch all the way around.
That makes sense.
I think that's the only thing that I'm going to have left to do. I'm going to let it hang because I still have to do the hem, but of course it has to hang. But other than that, this is a super easy skirt to do. I'm going to make in so many different colors, y'all. So, I don't have to do nothing to the pattern because I already sized my pattern up. One thing I will mention, I'm going to grab the pattern piece for you guys to kind of talk you guys through this real quick. All right, so I made notes on my pattern piece like I always do to kind of give you guys for context for sure. I cut a size 18 in this pattern. Okay, I cut a size 18 and according to the waistline, it says that an 18 is a 33.5, but really, when you measure the pattern pieces, the waist is 34 inches. My waist is a 34-inch waist, okay? So, because I wanted a little bit of room, because I know that this skirt does not fit at my natural waist. My natural waist is a 34, but at the belly button area, it can range anywhere from a 36 to a 38, depending on if I'm eating or not. So I wanted to go with a 38-inch waist because it's not sitting at your natural waist, it's sitting at your belly button. So I enlarged this by 1 inch at the waist. However, let me tell you, because this is not cut on a fold and the front pattern piece is cut 1, you need to size it up at both sides. So let's say for instance that your waist is the 36 and you need to cut a size 18, which is the 34. Which means that you need to size it up by 2 inches. So you take that 2 inches divided by 4, which means that you need to size it up by 1/2 inch. And what that means is at the side seam right here, I'm gonna bring it up so you can see. You measure out a 1/2 inch on the right side and a 1/2 inch on the left side because it's cut 1 instead of cut 2. You would do the same thing for the back pattern piece as well. A 1/2 inch at the waist on both sides, okay? Now, when it comes to the hips, y'all know I always have to size up at the hips. There's pretty much never a pattern that I'm going to be able to sew outside, outside of the pattern, like straight out the pattern without having to size it up because my hip is always outside of the pattern ranges except for women's sizes, right? So if I need a pattern and I really want a pattern in that size, I always have to size up at the hips. So with that being said, a size 18 on the tissue paper says a 44. My hips is a 46. So when I measured the pattern piece, front pattern piece was a 22 and the back pattern piece was a 22, which means that it's right, a 44. Which means in order for me to get a 46, which is what my hips is, I need to size up by 2 inches. Well, 46 is going to be so freaking fitted, I wouldn't have any room to sit down. So what I did was I wanted to size this up to at least a minimum of a 49 to give me enough ease for drape and seat. Booty room, basically, is what it is. So what I did was, I know I could do math, right? But I was like, let me just size it up by 1.5 inches on both sides, which means I sized it up by 6 inches. 1.5 on right side, 1.5 on left side, which means I sized it up for 3 inches on the front and 3 inches for the back. If you add 44 plus 6, which is 50 inches, that's why it's not fitted on the butt. It gives me enough room for drape and it looks really good. So that's what I did. I just wanted to share that with you guys because you guys always ask me, how do I size up these patterns? That's what I did for my pattern, all right? And it fits me so good. So since it's already sized up, I can make in a couple of different colors. One of the colors being, I want to make it in an orange or a terracotta, or I think a green, like a sage green would be cute too if I could find some crepe back satin in that fabric. But expect to see this pattern at least in different colors. Yes, I finished before the clock.
You did.
Didn't I say the third time is a charm?
Third
I finished. And this is actually part of the 12-piece capsule wardrobe. So you will see you would see something on this one. Not necessarily, I would say like a pattern review, but a pattern review in conjunction with another pattern to share this, even though it's a live. I'll share like this as like a pattern review and another pattern that I'm going to be sewing up. I don't know if I want to share it with the knit top that I'll be working on probably like next weekend because it's going to be a busy week for me. I'll probably share both of those together in a pattern review for you guys. But yeah, I'm good with mine. How are you hanging over there, Shelz?
I'm still just sewing on the waistband. I had to do a bit of unpicking just now. I checked the time and at 9:11 I was unpicking.
So let's just say Shelz almost there, right?
Almost, but I didn't beat the clock.
Well, guess what, Shelz? That means you got to come back to redeem yourself.
Would love to. I'm just glad.
So let's ask Shelz, how did she love the live, beat the clock, sewing live, talking, getting to know other people in the sewing community? What was your experience?
It was enjoyable. And thank you for being such a lovely host. You calmed my nerves because I was.
You know what, Shelz? It's funny because I did a live sketch session with Mo from Sketch So Mo.
Yeah.
And when I say behind the scenes, like if you guys don't know, before I actually go live, I actually talk with Shelz before to kind of calm her nerves. 5 to 10 minutes before we actually went live to make the process a little bit easier, right? I did the same thing with Mo because Mo was nervous as well. And she was just like, she said the same thing. She was like, Rochelle, I don't know, but you calmed my nerves. It was so fun. I would do it again and everything. So Shelz, of course, I'm going to bring you back in 2025. We will get some dates and everything.
Thank you.
So you could redeem yourself for Beat the Clock. For sure.
All
You have
right.
to remember, this is my third Beat the Clock. So I knew what I was coming up against.
Was leading us to win. You were leading us to be in the club.
I knew. So now I know my trick is at least 4 pattern pieces, no more than 5. Nothing with gathers, nothing with buttons or buttonholes to beat the clock. But I think for me, in the 2 hours, I think if you read the instructions first and don't have to go back and forth to the instructions, it would be beneficial. But like some of the things that I sew, because I'm like filming a sew along, it can take 3 and 4 hours, right? Whereas if I wasn't filming anything, it could be easily 2 hours. But you guys were able to see me actually beat the clock. I'm excited. But yeah, definitely if you do not have this pattern, new look, 67.93, definitely get this pattern. Listen, if you need to size it up and you're having problems with sizing up your pattern, stay tuned because I am going to be doing a YouTube membership. And in that membership is different values where I think the cheapest one is like $4.99 or something like that. The next one is $9.99, $14.99, and $19.99. And in that, you'll get like perks where, you'll get sessions where I'm helping you size up a pattern that I'm going to be doing for a live sew along or a sew along of that matter. So definitely when I released the YouTube membership, you can definitely join at your own risk and get those perks there. The reason why I'm not doing a lot of sizing up on the YouTube is simply because it would make my sew alongs extremely long, and I already did 2 videos on how to size up patterns, one for pants, one for tops, any type of top upper portion of your body. I have done those things already, so to do them for every single pattern for sew alongs, I just feel like a membership should be done for that. So memberships will happen in 2025 for sure. For sure. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. But I had fun, Shelz.
I really had fun as well, and thanks everybody for tuning in and watching us sew and trying.
Yes, definitely. So thank you guys for coming. Shelz will be back sometime in 2025. Once we talk and get dates, you guys will know she will come back with another pattern and ready to beat the clock. Beat the clock. Did you do a skirt this time too?
I did, yeah. So this is how it's looking so far. I just need to sew the waistband down on the other side.
So she didn't do bad. Look, she probably have about 15, 20 more minutes before you're done.
And I'll be done.
See, she didn't do bad.
Nope, I didn't do
She
bad.
did not do bad. I'm telling you, when you have to unpick something, Shelz, that's what takes more time away.
Nightmare. That's every sewist nightmare is fixing, honestly.
Exactly. So we're going to come back probably top or something depending on the season. Because Shelz actually get a fall in a winter time where she's at. I really do not. So what I try to do is based off of the season, I see what my co-host, like Shelz would be my co-host, is doing. And I try to do something similar in terms of if they're doing a top, I try to do a top, or because Shelz didn't have a pattern in mind, I was like, well, I'm planning on doing a skirt. What are you doing? We do not have to pick the same category. We do not have to pick the same pattern or anything. And it's easier to see 2 different patterns simply because 2 different versions is better than we're sewing the same thing and you're only seeing like different fabrics, So to give a different, styling options so far. But you guys are going to see me in my skirt. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but it's going to be within the next week or 2. You're going to see me in that skirt with some heels and everything. I'll be like, what?
Yeah,
yes, it's happening.
I'm waiting for this one.
And with those heels, Shell, with those heels.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's gonna.
You're going to see it. So I had so much fun, you guys. Thank you guys for joining myself as well as Shelz on this live. She will be back, so stay tuned for that. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the outro music. If you have any comment or you want me to answer anything for you, let me know. I'm here to chat for a few more minutes. And I will catch you guys in the next live. And stay tuned.
Bye, Rochelle.
Bye.
They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the